Hi everyone.
everyone.
Hi everyone, we are group C of the Sociolinguistics class, made up of Pierre Ortiz, Bueno,
Nicole Chancay.
Josué Ávila.
Josselyn Carrasco.
Jefferson Cuascota.
Okay, today we will explore how linguistic variation appears in the classroom.
Our goal is to explain 7 key concepts using real educational examples.
Let's find out how language change based on context identified and culture.
Hello, my name is Pierre Ortiz, Bueno. So we want to start with this first word, age. Age is a sociolinguistic variable that refers to how language use differs across life stages. Younger and older speakers tend to vary in vocabulary, expressions, and other openness to language change. So let me explain some examples. In a high school, a junior student says, "Profe, ese ejercicio está difícil." And while another student might say, "Miss, este ejercicio está muy simple." So both expressions, that's the same idea, but with a language influenced by the age and also the social context in that way. So let's start with another word, gender. Gender is a sociolinguistic variable refers to how cultural and social expectations influence the way the people speak in that way. It's not only about biological sex, but also it's important to about identify the communication styles that are socially learned or reinforced in that way. So let me explain some examples. In a real classroom, a female student says, "What if we start with this part?" Using a phone part while showing an invitation. A male student might say, "I'll do this part and give you that one," showing a more didactic style in that way. These patterns reflect gender tendencies in communication, not an ability. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Josselyn Carrasco, and I'm going to explain what is the main idea about these words: socioeconomic status and sociolect. Socioeconomic status plays a significant role in shaping language, used particularly in educational settings. The term socioeconomic status refers to an individual or family's economic and social position relative to others, based on factors like income, education, and occupation. For example, a student from a higher SES background might use academic or technical language in class, such as this hypothesis should be tested before we draw any conclusions. And for a student from a lower SES background might say, "I didn't get a chance to finish the homework because I had to help at home." For instance, a wealthier student might say, "The research paper was challenging, but I was able to analyze the data thoroughly." Sociolect refers to a variant of language that is specific to a particular social group, and often determined by factors such as profession, interest, age, or social background. This form of language helps establish and reinforce group identity, allowing individuals to communicate more effectively within their social circles, while distinguishing themselves from others outside their group. For example, number 1, a science club member might say, "We need to test our hypothesis before drawing conclusions." Number 2, A sports team member might say, let's strategize for the game tomorrow. And number 3, a gamer might say, this level is super challenging. We need a new strategy. Thank you.
Jefferson Cuascota. Now I continue with the next word. The register refers to the level of formality in language, and it changes depending on who you are speaking to and the situation you're in. In other words, the way you speak can differ when you talk to a teacher, a friend, or a different group of people. This variation helps to show respect, establish relationships, and communicate clearly in different contexts. For example, a student might say to a teacher, would you explain this again, please? This is formal because the student is showing respect and politeness. Another example is a student might say to a friend, what did the teacher say? This is informal because the student is speaking casually with someone they know well.
Hi, my name is Josué Ávila. So, because switching allows bilingual students to express themselves more easily, particularly when they lack the vocabulary or find it difficult to articulate a thought in one language. This is especially helpful when discussing complex ideas or emotions. For instance, in the example, I am tired today. Necesito descansar. The student switches to Spanish because the word descansar might more fully capture their meaning or feeling of tiredness than its English equivalent. In bilingual communities, switching between language can signify belonging to a particular social group. In educational environments, students may find it easier to express technical or academic terms in one language and everyday concepts in another, where the students use Spanish to emphasize familiarity and simplicity. Perhaps because the expression, como lo dijimos, as we say, might be more natural in Spanish, even though the rest of the sentence is in English. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jeniffer Chancay, and today I'm going to explain what is regional variations. In our countries, it is an essential aspect of language, particularly in countries with diversity geographical areas like Ecuador. It is an essential aspect of in Ecuador, the variations in language is shaped by various regional factors, such as historical influence, cultural diversity, and local practice. In Ecuador, the term canguil is commonly used to refer to popcorn, a popular snack. However, this term may not be universally understood outside of Ecuador, where people might refer to the same item as palomita, as is the case in Mexico and other Latin America countries. In Ecuador, transportation's vocabulary can vary widely. In the highlights or rural areas, chiva is often used to refer to a bus or a public transportation vehicle, which is a term that may be unfamiliar to someone from the coastal regions, where colectivo might be used instead. Thank you.
Thanks for exploring linguistic variation with us.
We hope you saw yourself in some of these examples.
Language is diverse, just like our classrooms.
Keep nothing how people speak in different ways.
Goodbye and thanks for watching our video.